My eye's like twitching. Hold on. Did I wake you up too? I don't know how to do it, Eric. I'm tense. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the video you've all been waiting for. I am going to reveal my entire portfolio. I do it. Drum roll, please. So you want to make sure that you watch this whole video because in it, I'm going to disclose each and every coin that I hold. And I'll also go over today's current value. If any of you have held crypto over the years, you know that today's value does not necessarily mean that it's going to be tomorrow's value. So in my last video, I finally sat down and got over my fear of being on YouTube. And unfortunately, I'm still pretty nervous to be doing the second one. I actually might even be more nervous now that I've seen myself on camera. In the last video, I went over why I invest my entire paycheck into Bitcoin. And I really want to tell you, that's actually what I do. I started back in November 2020 when Bitcoin was around $17,000. I've seen the growth in Bitcoin as an asset, and it's crazy to see the amount that you can buy with that paycheck every 2 weeks get smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, I started doing dollar cost averaging with my paycheck back in November. Dollar cost averaging is a strategy that we can make a whole entire video about. Basically, what I do is I take that same amount of money and put it in at a set time and a set date. And the idea is that through ups and downs of the crypto market, you're not focusing on which price is correct to buy at, and rather putting your money in the market and letting it grow. The saying is, time in the market is better than timing the market. When I first told a few people that I was putting my entire paycheck into Bitcoin, their responses were just complete shock. I had people ask me questions like, how could you possibly invest that much money into something so volatile? I think long term, and I'm not worried about this money today, I'm worried about this money years from now, and I can sit back and think, wow, this has really grown so much over time. So I joke and say I'm diamond-handed, but in reality, I just really don't intend to sell. I see this as a long-term, lifelong hold. There will be a day, in my opinion, where you can use your Bitcoin or your Ethereum to literally run your entire financial background. My wife and I have a goal of actually being our own banks. We want to be able to use our assets, leverage them, and invest the money that we can hold against those assets into real estate and other things that really will make sense for us in our future. So this is why I chose to tell you guys something really intimate and private in my first video, because I really do have a goal of being that transparent person. I don't want to be hiding things from you guys, and I don't want you to think, what's he doing? What's he up to? Is he ahead of the market? I want you to know exactly what my strategy is now. My eye is like so twitchy from fear. So the goal of this channel is not to be a hype channel. I don't want to just sit there and think, crypto is going to the moon. No, in reality, I want you to see that over time, you can take yourself to the moon. I don't want to hype coins. I'm not trying to be a shill. I don't want to sit here and say, this will make you rich quick. That is the opposite of what I am trying to do. I want to show you that not only do I hold a pretty decent amount of crypto, but I'm still buying it right here with you guys today. Every single week I buy. I don't actually just stick to that dollar cost average. Every time that we have cash laying around, we pretty much throw it right into crypto. I definitely don't want to be seen as disingenuous and holding these cryptos, sitting back and watching and letting other people push that market value higher. I'm buying every 2 weeks, and I think that there's still a very good way of expanding your holdings, whether it's current or future, and getting very good returns over the years. Remember, most traditional markets shoot for about 10% annual returns. Last week, Ethereum beat those traditional numbers in a single day. So we first started buying Ethereum back in May of 2017. Unfortunately, after sitting watching for 2 full weeks, the price go from $80 to $90 to $120, and then eventually jumped in at around $178. It doubled over the course of 2 weeks. So I'm not gonna waste too much time here and get into each and every individual buy, but I will tell you that the majority of our holdings for Ethereum were bought well under $500 a coin. That being said, I do want people to know that I genuinely believe in its future. I don't think that it's too late to buy into Ethereum. It may seem scary to see that price grow 10, 20, 30% over the course of a week, maybe 2 weeks, or even 3 weeks. But unfortunately, that's how fast the crypto market moves. As I just said, we missed out on double the amount of Ethereum that we were buying because we waited 2 weeks. Now, you may see it doubling at a slower pace, but the gains are still real. As I said earlier, Ethereum shot way past $3,000 last week. I think it went up around 14% in just a day. That sounds scary, but at the same time, if you were scared to buy under $3,000, you would have just made 14% returns in a week. You don't want to think, can I double my money? Can I triple my money? The idea of this channel is not to push scammy 100x pushes on coins. I don't want you guys to think, oh, the only way to make money is if you 100x an investment. That's a terrible strategy. That is almost gambling. If you want those types of odds, go over to the casino. You can come visit me in Atlantic City, and we can go put $500 on black at the roulette table. So we've been increasing our Ethereum balance this spring, like I said earlier in the previous video, with extra money here and there. At one point, we were buying $300 buys and getting half a coin. in December and January. So as you can see, from December at $500 a coin, we're already at $3,500 a coin this week. Could you imagine what type of asset you can 7x your returns in the course of 5 months? I can't, other than crypto. So you guys may think, wow, this guy's really an Ethereum fanatic. Well, early on we really were. So over the years, we've accumulated a grand total of 46.8 Ethereum. And at the time of this filming, that's sitting at a balance of around $155,000. That's insane. What's even crazier is that the total amount of cash that we've invested into Ethereum, it's probably around $10,000 to $15,000. But holding over the years really has paid off. Remember, we sat through a 2-year bear market. Through 2018, after that crash, it sat at $100 to $150 to $200 for almost 2 full years. And all I can tell you is I have so much regret that we weren't buying more over the course of that bear market. Because if we had, my God, we'd be sitting on a lot more than $155,000 worth of Ethereum. So let's get into Bitcoin. As I stated earlier, we got into Bitcoin pretty slowly compared to Ethereum. You know, we had a couple small purchases back in 2017, but we didn't really get serious about it until early last year. What's important is that I'm telling you, we had a small Bitcoin holding before last year. That means in 1 year, we've been able to generate these numbers. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. However, over the course of years, you can slowly build yourselves a nice, fat portfolio. You just have to dedicate the time, unfortunately the energy, and watching the mental stress of losing and gaining profits day to day, and having the mental fortitude to not sell when the market is crashing in the middle of the night and you see those red candlesticks. So as you know, I put my entire paycheck into Bitcoin, but anytime we come into a larger amount of cash, and we've actually slowly converted our savings from cash into Bitcoin, we've been able to grow it exponentially over the course of the last year. So all in all, our Bitcoin balance has been able to grow up to 4.62 Bitcoin. That is so exciting to say. We have been trying and clawing and buying and here and there, getting little bits and pieces, and been able to scoop them all up together. And hopefully in the next few months, we'll be able to get an entire 5 Bitcoin. At the time of today's filming, that balance is sitting at $250,000. That's $250,000 in Bitcoin. That's something that I can't even form into a sentence. It's still mind-blowing to me that we were able to accrue that type of freedom. We can see this as financial freedom. We are trying to sit here and have something that will give us a nest egg for our futures. That's how we see crypto. I already told you, we don't have a 401k. This really is what we see as our life goal in terms of financial freedom. Now, compared to some of these big time YouTubers, you know, Graham Stephan, Meet Kevin, that might not seem like a lot of money, but to the average person, $250,000 of Bitcoin is mind numbing. And unlike them, I'm not checking day to day, thinking about whether or not I'm gonna sell. I'm in this for the long haul. I'm in it while you buy, while I buy, and hopefully one day while our children buy. I really do believe that long term. This could actually create generational wealth. When it hits the point where these institutions buy enough, Bitcoin is going to be much harder to get in the future. As mining starts to get to the point where it halves and halves again, and there are eventually a very, very small number of Bitcoins mined each day, you're gonna really see a shock to the market. It's already obvious today that these institutions are buying. The thing about Bitcoin with a finite amount, it can only force that price up the more and more that these institutions want to buy. So other than those 2 major coins that we hold, I really haven't dabbled that much into the alt market. I know that people love saying alts can make you a ton of money. I'm not here to battle that idea. What I'm here to do is to tell you that I invest long-term in things that I believe in. I personally see my money going into something more sure. I actually believe in Ethereum. And most of these altcoins that everyone's buying run on Ethereum. What's more secure than that? So the only other coins that I've really touched are, at one point, I don't know if it was an accident, but I checked my transaction history and I actually bought OMG. To be quite honest, I don't even know what that is. So I converted that to Ethereum last year once I saw that in my balance. So really early on when we were first buying, my wife also additionally bought 3.2 Litecoin, and we're still holding those today. Not really because we believe in Litecoin, but because, like I said, we really don't buy, trade, sell. The only reason I've converted other cryptos into Ethereum and Bitcoin is because they actually are that insignificant to me. Litecoin is at least something that actually exists and has been around for quite a while, and it honestly doesn't hurt to just hold 3 Litecoin. We're not trying to get rich off of it, it's just there. But totally, I want to disclose everything. We do hold today 3.2 Litecoin, and I believe we purchased at around $51 a coin. So Not bad returns, but it's not making us rich. There are also a few coins here and there that I've earned as rewards for watching certain videos on Coinbase, and I will get into that later in another video, and I'll tell you about how there's a watch feature that can actually earn you some crypto for free. So bringing this all back to our portfolio disclosure, we're sitting currently today at the time of this filming. Whoa, it's at 425,000. That's almost $500,000 in crypto. I can't believe that I'm actually saying that. Now remember, I don't work in finance. I'm not a banker. I'm a blue collar worker. I'm a firefighter. $500,000 in crypto is insane. And I understand that that may sound shocking to most people, but I swear, if you really do just grind over the years and chip away, you can get a portfolio that will blow your mind. It's not about getting in early. It's about getting in. Today is still early enough. You can get the returns that people will be talking about for generations. This type of asset growth is unheard of. This may actually even be bigger than the dot-com boom. You don't need to get 1,000% returns to make a lot of money. You can just seriously get crazy good returns over the years. Now you gotta remember, everyone doesn't have the same goals. You don't have to hold for your entire life. Everyone has their own moon. My portfolio goal may be $1 million, but that does not mean that I will move that goalpost and make it $2 million right after. That's not telling you that you should sit there and think, what if? It's just telling you, how can that make sense? These numbers can seriously add up. You can be caught off guard. And if you get to the point where you sit there and you're comfortable with your holdings, don't be scared to take profits. Everyone has an amount that blows their mind. It's not the end of the world if the amount that you sell for is higher later. If you get to change your life because of crypto and profits that you can make buying and holding these coins, whether it's short term or long term, that's crazy. If you watching this video can make some type of returns buying and holding crypto, whether it's for 3 months, 6 months, or 2 years, that's what I'm shooting for. I want other people to learn about the crypto world and to be able to make this type of money. You can really see good returns, short term or long term. You just have to be able to weather the storm. You may buy today and it may drop tomorrow, but that doesn't mean that it won't go back up. As I said in the first video, the crypto world is definitely not for the faint of heart. It can be absolutely demoralizing to see a 20% drop in your portfolio over the course of 1 or 2 days. Believe me, I've seen it, my friends have seen it, my family has even seen it. It can be nerve-wracking, but if you can hold through those drops long term over the course of the last few years, no one has ever lost money buying and holding Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's seriously at its all-time high now. And there have been major drops over the last few years. Like I said, I am very nervous. I am not natural on camera. This is difficult for me, but I am getting a lot of support, and it's great to see everyone reaching out and telling me that they're excited to see what the next videos are about. And with that note, please comment down below. Follow me on Instagram. It's Patrick to the Moon. And send me a DM. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'd love to be able to continue to share this type of information with people. That's it for today. And as always, I will see you guys on the moon.